Hello, welcome back. Steve's Retirement Corner. Cash is king and liquidity is key to a retiree. Man, I ain't got no idea whether that's true or not, but it sounded good and it rhymed. But honestly, I believe for me it's going to be a true statement, and I mean it always has too for us. But I think it's going to be even doubly more true for me now that I'm in retirement. For me to retire, the only way I was able to actually do it was I got a pull from my 401 in order to live right away. I had to just start doing it the first month. And I need to limit my exposure to the sequence of returns, because that can be devastating, especially early on like this. Because you'll dig a hole that you just never recover from and never be able to get out of. You know, as good as the compounding interest works for you, and how good it is when it works for you, when it works against you, Doc, it can be devastating and quick too. And by having a cash fund, I set up a bucket inside of my 401 is what I did. I got a bucket of stocks and I got a bucket of cash. When the stock market's down, I'm going to pull from that cash fund. When the stock market's up, I can pull from the daggone stocks. But by having my time from now till Social Security, I got 6 in the cash bucket there. It's a stable value fund is what it is. It's bonds, but it's supposed to just keep a stable value. It's not really supposed to pay you any interest, or not supposed to lose anything really. It does give you a little bit. I mean, I don't know, a couple $100 a year maybe. But by having that, I got my time between now and Social Security locked up. I don't have to worry about what the daggone stock market does. Because if the stock market drops and you got to pull out at the same time, you locked in your losses and you got less money to try to make back what you lost the first time. It don't take long to dig a daggone hole like that. And that's what I'm trying to eliminate. You know, I mean, thankfully I'm young and fairly healthy. I could get me another job. You know, but as I get on into retirement, hey man, I might not be able to do that. So I want to try to save as much as I can of the stocks early on like that. You know, limit my damage early on when it can do the most harm to me is what I'm concerned about. And as far as having the daggone the liquidity, I look at stuff as lines of defense, you know. Having money that I can get my hands on. I'm walk in the house right now and grab me a handful of dollar bills, you know. That's my first line of defense. If something comes up, like when that daggone air conditioning unit and the heat pump thing went out the other while back in the summer, July, I believe it was. I had the money right there that I could go ahead and pay the guy. I didn't have to go to the bank. Didn't have to pull out my brokerage account. I didn't have to use the money that I'm using to live on, or none of that stuff. That was my first line of defense. Then I could have fell back to the money I got in the bank. We don't have a credit card. We could have got a loan for it, I guess. Or I could have sold stock or whatever. I got 3 or 4 lines of defense in front of my stocks is what it is. That's why I like to have that. We always have had. We try to keep 2 or 3 months of living expenses at the house to use as that first line of defense. Because man, when we first started out, just like everybody else, man, you got a couple of rugrats running around, a mortgage, somebody always knocking on the door looking for another dollar, and you ain't making but so many dollars. It's rough. It was hard for us to save $25 daggone dollars a week. And I believe all this stems from that. If we'd had that $100 at the house, we could have paid for something, wouldn't have had to go in debt for it, or it wouldn't have threw us off kilter for the next month or whatever, you know. It feels good knowing that I can pay for something like that right now, and we can still eat tonight. You know what I mean? You know, and a lot of people say that they have a gripe with holding cash, you know, because it's lost opportunity or whatever. You're going backwards like that and everything, you know, because inflation or whatever. But I mean, it's just like your daggone house. When you pay that sucker off, you know, they tell you not to do that. Hey man, you can make more money depending on your interest rate and stuff. But you can make more money by putting the difference into stocks or whatever. Well, you might be able to, but Steve can't. You know, that's not my thing. What Clint Eastwood said, no, it was Dirty Harry. A man's got to know his limitations. I know mine. But you know, there's some things that peace of mind you just can't put a value on. For me, knowing that sucker is paid for, and I ain't got to do nothing but pay the taxes and insurance on it the rest of my life. I mean, you just can't buy that kind of peace of mind. It's the same as having that cash on hand where I can get a hold of it. It gives me peace of mind. You just can't put a value on that. Not for me. You know, if I was that worried about daggone lost opportunity or whatever, opportunity cost or whatever, I'd have stayed at work. I'd have stayed right in the plant and sucked it up for another 3 to 5 years. You know, because I mean, I had a big lost cost opportunity by leaving when I did. Lost money on my Social Security because I ain't making a dollar from now until 62. That's 5 years. I'm gonna have zeros. I lost money on my pension. You know, and I'm having to take out early, and I got longer to pull it. So I mean, there was a lot of opportunity I left on the table. So if I was that concerned over it, I'd have stayed right down yonder. But that's why I think both of them are going to be key for me. Cash is going to be king, and having that little liquid cash in the house there is going to be key. But that's the way we always try to work it. And so I mean, nothing's really changed. I appreciate everybody watch that little that little stupid video I made about my ride in retirement. Hey man, yesterday was a beautiful day. It was a great fall afternoon. I just got home from visiting with Mama for a little while. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping. I was feeling good. So I mean, when you're feeling good and you're happy, you know, it's contagious. You just want to share it with people. So I thought y'all might get a little kick out of it. You know, maybe bring back a memory or two. But that's awful nice of y'all to watch that one. It's just a little fun video. Once in a while I'll kick one out like that. Just have a little fun. But y'all take care of yourselves. You enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to y'all later.